Hello, welcome back again with another new video of the Bitcoin Thinking channels. Today in this video we're going to be talking about the price predictions of Gareth Soloway is a $3,500 price predictions for the Bitcoin in the next years or the middle of the next year or in the start of the 2023. Bitcoin could fall to $3,500 as the recession's intensifies and the stocks collapse. Gareth says that Bitcoin could fall to $3,500 as the recession deepens and the stocks crash. Before we start the videos, subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channels and turning on the red notifications button. We are uploading on the daily basis videos in terms of the cryptocurrencies, stock markets, price predictions for the Bitcoins, as well as all the news for the Bitcoins.
So first support is 12 to 13,000. I think in the near term we're going to see a little bit of a bounce, then a wave down to 12 to 13, and then I do worry that you're going sub 10 to 8, maybe even worst case scenario 3,500. 3,500 very small percentage, but that would be the equivalent of Amazon.com's collapse in the .com era if it were to equal that. Okay. So you would think that it wouldn't make new all-time highs, but I actually think that there will be a pivot in Bitcoin as it matures, as regulation helps people feel more confident, institutions feel more confident. You're going to start to see it being treated much more like gold, which will then
it's going to start diverging from the stocks.
It will. Not yet. I want to be clear to everyone out there. It's still going to take some time, but there will be probably in about 12 months a divergence that begins.
During an interview with the YouTube channel Kitco News, Soloway spoke with the Javelin anchors and the producers at the Kitco News at the Futures Blockchain Summit in Dubai. Soloway says that Bitcoin is currently trading around the $20,000, could plummet to as low as $30,500. The first support is $12,000 and the $13,000, and then I'd worry maybe in the $8,000 and the $10,000, and maybe in the best case scenario of the $3,500. He also highlighted that the recession was coming and the stock market would be fare poorly. He also said that the real problem is that the consumers are going to be the run out of the money that they saved in the next or middle of the years. When they run out of the money, the Fed has just hiked into it and there is to be the cliff diver for the economy. Trading exports, Bitcoin could bleed down to $3,500 if the worst case scenario plays out. Gareth Soloway, the chief market strategist at the moneystock.com, has suggested that the Bitcoin will likely correct further as the flagship cryptocurrency continues to battle the macroeconomic environment. In the meantime, Soloway pointed out that Bitcoin might bottom in a year before rising up again, nothing that the cryptocurrency alongside gold will likely outperform. There will be a pivot in the Bitcoin. Is it a mature? Is the regulations help people feel more confident? I think in the near term we are going to see a little bit of a bounce. Then we have wave down to $12,000 to $13,000, and then I do worry that you're going to sub $10,000 to $8,000, maybe even a worst case scenario to $3,500. Very small percent, but that would be the equivalent of the Amazon.com collapse in the .com era, said Soloway that. In an interview with the YouTube channel The Patriot Trader, the Gareth Soloway said that probably we are going to see the $12,000 by the end of the years, at the middle of the years, at the starts of the first quarters of the 2023, and then from there it's going to be the big test, because at that point you are going to be the 8 to 85%, which is a match the past cycle.
So I think probably we see 12K by end of year, early 2023, first quarter of 2023. Yeah. And then from there, it's going to be the big test, because at that point, you're down 80 to 85%, which matches past cycles. And a lot's going to have to do with what's the Fed doing, how's the economy, how's the stock market. So Bitcoin is probably the quietest it's been in a really long time, which is kind of amazing because the stock market is the wildest it's been in a long time, right? So we've seen this weird divergence where the US dollar yields and the stock market have really been going up and down, and the stock market obviously going down a lot more, but at the same time Bitcoin has really gone quiet for the past 2 weeks or so. Yeah. And what that tells me, by the way, when you have these quiet periods, it's like the eye of the storm. So we're going to come out of this and we're going to have a crazy move.
With the interview of the YouTube channels Money Papa, Gareth Soloway also talk about the Bitcoin.
I think the worst rookie mistake is if you think it's going to start to rally going all in, right? You know, number one, a sideways move is generally what we call a bear flag. So you have to look at it and say, okay, at some point this probably breaks down. Doesn't mean it's not going to bounce first. Like I can see a bounce back to 25. In a weird way, in terms of psychology, I feel like because it's been going sideways for so long, a lot of people are kind of like losing hope and getting more bearish because it's just not rallying and they're getting more and more frustrated with it, which to me almost signals maybe we get a short-term relief rally because the market has to pull more, and this is psychology, right? It has to pull a few more bulls in before it can push it down. And remember, what happens is
and the price predictions of the Bitcoin. Stock market won't recover for at least a decade, said Soloway, with the blue chip stocks like Apple and Tesla facing more downside. I truly believe we won't see a new all-time high in the next stocks for the 10 years. I said I have a price target for under $100 in the Apple for the next 12 months or so. All tech stocks will be factored. Apple is currently trading near $142 per share or has fallen by 20% over the year. The Nasdaq has fallen by 32% year to date. Soloway suggested that the consumer staples good could perform well during the coming recessions. As we get into a period where growth is harder to come by for tech stocks, you have to look at towards these staples and the people's need is set. One of my favorite is GlaxoSmithKline. Right now, GlaxoSmithKline has been crushed, but it pays a great dividend, so you look for the pharmaceuticals. Bitcoin price predictions worst case scenario is $3,500, veteran traders Gareth Soloway. Bitcoin price prediction things are not looking good. According to the veteran trader Gareth Soloway, he said in a recent interview that we could be facing worst case scenario, something similar to the .com bust era when Amazon dropped 95% of value. In the crypto market space, it's really important to know when you should buy or sell your crypto like the Bitcoin or Ethereum. Gareth believes that Bitcoin will still go down now to $12,000 or even lower to $30,000 or the $4,000. But on the long term, then it will be go up. That's the Gareth Soloway latest Bitcoin price predictions in the 2022 that he predicted that. Some day ago, Gareth Soloway tweeted that 5 reasons Bitcoin has a near-term bottom. A perfect mirror move, note the chart. Stops and the weak hands flushed out below $20,000 classical market actions, extreme oversold conditions, RSI 10 years yield likely stopped, a risk on, and the dollar likely tapped risk on. No emotion. Bitcoin Matrix gives $30,500 as next a Bitcoin price macro low. Bitcoin market participants should not act on emotion when trader advises as long-term data continues to fit with the previous bear markets. Not only is a stock scanning for an immediate new macro Bitcoin price low, but it can also be used to determine where Bitcoin might bottom in the future, inferring potential price points for existing data. Allen predicted the next cycle's low could be the $35,000. Bitcoin forms flag over the previous flag configurations. Yellow zone from the stochastic indicator shows at least the second half of the flag we are in right now, he commented alongside the chart. Bitcoin has proved to be no exceptions, with monthly low stochastic reading perfectly matching bear market price flows. Data from the Cointelegraph Market Pro and the Trading View confirms. Now those low levels are back, number which have only appeared 3 times before. Phenomena such as stock behavior may well console traders. Bitcoin such as a stock behavior may well console traders who have watched as Bitcoin descends up to 75% from its all-time high just 11 months ago. With popular sources insisting that the bottom is not yet in, there appears to be little confident about while analyzing short time frame Bitcoin price actions. Bitcoin holds supports at $27,000 and $13,000, resistance at $35,000. A brief relief bounce is likely, similar to what occurred in late February and the late March. Bitcoin has traded in a tight range between $28,000 and $13,000 over the past week. Despite short-term swings, the cryptocurrency has managed to hold the support above $27,000, which could keep some buyers active. Bitcoin was trading around $13,000 at price time Monday Eastern time, whereas roughly flat over the past 24 hours. On the weekly chart, the RSI is the most oversold since March 2020, although momentum signals remains negative. That suggests upside could be the limited for Bitcoin initially towards the $30,000 and $35,000 resistance zone. That's it for today. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channels and turning on the red notifications button in the below so you will never miss any for future fascinating and interesting videos like that one. So see you next time.